Okay, the first thing we're going to cover, you actually should already know how to do, but I'm going to go over it anyway. Okay, so the first thing is triangle sum theorem. Okay, so the angles of a triangle add up to how many degrees? 180 degrees. Okay, the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Now, before I continue, if I look at this triangle, we call this triangle A, B, C. Can you name an angle of that triangle? B. Name a side of the triangle. Okay, let's go back. Name an angle of this triangle. A. Name a side of the triangle. Thank you. AB, AC, BC. They're two different things. If I ask you for angles, you better not be giving me sides. It makes me angry. Okay? All right. We're going to talk more about angles and sides in just a second. So let's look at some problems here. I'm going to start you off nice and easy. You're going to love me, and then you're going to hate me. Okay. So we know that the angles, angle, this is an angle, this is an angle. The angles of a triangle add up to what? Why is there only one person talking to me? You're going to make me fall asleep up here. Adds up to what? 180. So I actually don't like that this is a 1. I also don't like that my smartboard's not a 1. Okay. So I'm going to make the X instead of 1 because I think it's a little confusing when we use the 1. Okay. So I'm going to say, because I know that these angles add up to 180 degrees, X plus 117 plus 33 equals what? 180. I'm sorry it's hot in here. I don't know why. Okay. Now I'm going to simplify and simply solve for X. So 117 plus 33. I don't have a calculator. Somebody help me out. X plus 150 equals 180. So what does X equal? 30. Okay, so the measure of this angle is 30 degrees. Right? Okay, you try number 2. All right. Thank you. Okay, so I want you to actually go to the next page because I'm going to make it a little more difficult for you. Yeah, flip page for me. Flip the page. Before we go on, I want to flip the page. Talk about these. All right, let's look at this. The variable expressions represent the angle measures of a triangle. Find the measure of each angle, then classify the triangle. Okay, well, what is it asking me to do? If you, That's okay if you're not sure. But what should you do if you don't know? If you don't know what to do in a problem, what should you do? Stand there and stare at it like you're staring at me right now? Yes. So if you got, this is the problem that's going to make or break you. You're going to fail geometry for the year unless you can answer this problem. What are you going to do? What if you don't know what to do in any geometry problem?
You have to find X and then you plug in and it's 2X.
Okay, but how am I going to find X? Equals?
I was thinking that. I'm not gonna get it wrong.
Don't be scared to get something wrong. Because. Okay, because these are the measures of the triangle, right? Okay. Okay, so these are the angles of the triangle. So just like we did before, except now I have expressions, I'm going to add them together and set them equal to 180. So what is this simplified to?
6x.
6x equals 180. So what does x equal? 30. Does everybody understand what we just did? Okay, now Kat was like 4 steps ahead of us. Okay, so the next thing it asks you is to classify the triangle. Well, in order to classify a triangle, I need to figure out what the measures of the angles actually are. All you did here was solve for x. You need to know the measures of these angles. So what would I do with x to find the measures? Plug it in. So measure A equals 30. B would be 2 times 30, which is 60. 3 times 30, which is 90. All we did was substitute back in. So what kind of triangle is that? Right. You know, right triangle, 90 degrees, has a 90-degree angle. If you don't remember that stuff, we will go over it in just a second just to refresh your memory, but I think you learned that in like 2nd grade maybe. Okay, how about number 6? How would I set up number 6? 3x minus 17 plus thank you. Now, before you go off, make a mistake. Let's work on this together. Okay? What do we need to do? Combine like terms, okay? So let's start with the x's. I know that this guy, we always look at the sign in front, okay? And this guy go together. So how many x's do I have? 6x. Now here's the tricky part. I want to put this, and this together. We always look at the sign in front. So how many is that going to give me? Plus or minus 18? Plus 18. Please, right now on your calculators, everybody plug those numbers in and make sure you get positive 18. You're going to get the problem wrong if you don't know how to use the calculator. Equals 180. Now you should be able to solve because I did the hard part. Finish solving and solve for x and then classify the triangle. You should be able to do the rest on your own. Did we not put your name on there? Okay, what did you get for x?
27.
Good, x equals 27. What is the measure of angle A?
64.
Thank you. What is the measure of angle B?
67.
Thank you. What is the measure of angle C?
41.
Thank you. What kind of angle is this? Acute. Okay. And again, we will review.
Why
Yeah.
is it acute?
All the angles are less than 90 degrees, so it's acute. Okay. We're going to review that terminology in just a few minutes. Okay. Is everybody good with this? We're going to do something more difficult. Sure?